Good morning. I just want to say yes. Someone asked me, was there ever a time when I was mad at God? Yes. I don't know if it's mad into the sense of I'm ready to fight you, but it was mad to the sense of why are you doing this? This is unfair. Or I feel like I was cheated. The first time you feel that way, you be overwhelmed because you know that your family told you God is not to be questioned. But when you're in the moment and you're hurting and something has been taken or someone has been taken, I did feel angry. The first time I really felt angry, where I recognized that I was angry with God, was when I had a stillborn. And I had went to work that day, and I had just had a doctor's appointment the day before, and I was going into my 8th month. And I had given my office the date that I was going to come out of work for my maternity leave. And I came home and I just wasn't feeling good. I had worked all day. I was sort of uncomfortable, and I went upstairs to my mom's house. My mother lived upstairs from me. And I had this book I was reading, and I was sitting on the couch, and I had to pee. So I went to the bathroom to pee, and I sat there, and all of a sudden, I got this terrible pain in my back, like somebody had wrapped a rope around me and was pulling it tight, and it came all the way around to my navel. And I got this sudden urge to push. And I groaned, and my mother heard me. She said, "Get up, get up, get up." And when I went to go stand up, my son came out. And when I looked down, I felt something hitting the back of my leg, because now I'm standing up. And he was swinging by the umbilical cord. And my mom was like, "Oh my God." So she got the phone and she called 911, and I'm standing there, and I grabbed the towel off the rack and picked the baby up, and I'm walking out the bathroom wide-legged. And she was like, "Oh, lay down, lay down, lay down." And I went to go lay on the couch. She said, "No, no, no, not on my new couch." She had just got a new couch. So I laid in the floor, and she called 911. And when they got there, the paramedic said to me, he said, "Look," he said, it's not alive. He's not alive, and I'm going to try to separate the umbilical cord, but if it doesn't come loose, you're going to have to carry him." So it didn't detach. The umbilical cord did not detach. So I had to ride to the hospital with him laying on my stomach. And when I got to the hospital, you know, they still had to induce my labor because I had the placenta still in me. And when they gave me the Pitocin, I was laying there with my knees bent, and my mom, she was rubbing my head, telling me it's going to be okay and everything. And she came around I was laying in the bed, facing the door was my right side. So when the nurse came in, she came around to the left side of me. And being that I was laying on the bed with my knees bent, they couldn't see that I was bleeding out. And when the nurse came on the side of the bed, she said, "What is all this blood over here?" I had been bleeding so much that it was dripping in the floor on the left side of the bed. And they had to rush me to surgery because the placenta hadn't detached. And I stayed in the hospital a day or two, about 2 days. And the worst thing was they kept me on the maternity floor. And when my iron was so low, they had to give me a blood transfusion. And when I got home, the crackhead across the street had just had her 7th baby. Her 7th baby that her mother was taking care of. She was nowhere. I was so angry. I felt robbed. I felt cheated. And that's when I really was angry at God. I really was angry at God. That was rough. So, yes, you can be angry with God, but as I got clear and I understood that no life is promised, you know, he could have been born and I could have got attached to him still, and he could have still been gone. So, yes, I've been angry with God, but God. And I'm still alive. That's the end of my story. I'm still alive. We both could have been gone, but I'm still alive. So, yes. And you do get over it. It wasn't easy. It was a couple of days, a couple of weeks. I don't know the exact moment where I felt okay, or actually I still don't feel okay, but that's one of the times that I could really remember that I was ready to box God. But they said your arms are too short, right? All right, that's my story time for that situation, but things have turned around and I know better now. I love the Lord. He heard my cry so many times. All right. Keep the faith. Have a great one. Bye-bye.